Happy Monday, everybody. Today is Monday and it is March 29th, I believe, on Monday. And this is our first lesson in Module 4 of our Wit and Wisdom. And I'm super excited because I've never really got to teach this module before. So, anyway, before we get started, I hope everybody had a wonderful, fabulous weekend. And I hope you got to go outside and play and have a good time when it wasn't raining. So, okay, our focusing question and our essential questions are changed now because we are in a new module. So now our big question, the essential question, which is for the whole module 4, is now, how does food nourish us? That's the big question. Every text that we read in module 4 is going to teach us something about how does food nourish us. Our focusing question, which is for our first text that we're going to be doing for the first 8 lessons, is how can food nourish my body? So that's our medium-sized question. So our big essential question is, how does food nourish us? Our medium-sized focusing question is, how can food nourish my body? Today's content framing question, our small question, is we're going to wonder today, and we're going to wonder about, what do I notice and wonder about the book Good Enough to Eat? Good Enough to Eat. Now, we're only going to be looking at this book today, and then tomorrow we go to this book. But we're going to notice and wonder today about this book, okay? That is our small question, our content framing question. What do I notice and wonder about Good Enough to Eat? Our goals for today, our learning goals for today's lesson, we're going to ask questions and we're going to make observations about a section of this book, not the whole book, but just a section in Good Enough to Eat, okay? And we're going to try to generate some questions about that section that we read, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to show you the welcome video from Miss Sabella before we get started. So, make sure my volume is up. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to Module 4, Grade 2 students. My name is Susabella, and I will be your video teacher. This is our final module of the year, and you should be so proud of yourself and the knowledge that you built over the last 3 modules. We have come so far together this year. Just like the earlier modules, I will teach you the video lessons, and your teacher will meet with you either in class or online. I'm so excited about the 4th topic we'll explore together, our body and healthy food choices. In this module, Good Eating, we will learn about how food nourishes the body and how food brings together and nourishes a community. We'll also consider the important job one organ does in processing food. To learn about this topic, we'll read books about the digestive system and how our bodies convert food to nutrients, and how vegetables grow. We will view artwork and ask and answer challenging and interesting questions. We will write about what we read and learn and use this knowledge to choose a food to nourish our body and use evidence to explain why. As you know, with the videos, you can pause anytime so you can think in powerful ways, and also so you can give yourself time to understand. Also, remember, you can pause so you can chat with a learning partner, or if you just like to take a stretch break. As always, please keep your materials organized and in one place so you are ready to learn. And most importantly, please be an active learner and always strive to do your very best. Are you ready to begin? I am. Thanks so much for joining me on this learning journey.
Okay, so welcome video by Miss Sabella. And now we're going to go ahead and get started on the lesson. We're not going to watch the vocabulary video first because in the vocabulary video she asks questions and there are words in the question and phrasing that you have not heard yet. So we're not going to watch that just yet today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started.
Welcome to Good Eating, second grade nutritionists. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher. Let's see what we need for today. Today you'll need your journal and a pencil. Please pause here to gather what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue. Today, we're going to explore a very important word from this module, and also we'll make some observations of what we see as we begin to explore this text. Here's our essential question, that big idea that will guide our thinking as we explore this last module together. How does food nourish us? I'd like you to focus in on the word nourish. Nourish is to provide food needed to live, grow, and stay healthy. Food does even more for us than keep us alive. It helps us grow in many ways. During this module, we'll learn about the many ways food nourishes us. Since you're such an amazing observer, you probably noticed that this sentence on the screen is incomplete. And it's your job to complete it with your words. You can work on this on your own, or you can also work on this with a learning partner. This sentence starts out by saying, foods make you able to... How could you finish this sentence? Pause here to finish this sentence on your own or with a learning partner, and you can finish the sentence more than once. Just hit play when you're ready to continue. Okay, so what do you think, guys? What are foods able to make you do? So foods make you able to, Caitlin, they make you grow, okay, because you have to eat foods to be able to grow. What are some other things that foods make you able to do? Okay, they make you able to stay healthy. Okay, what else do they make you able to do? What are some things that you guys can think of? They make you able to run and play. If you don't have foods in your body, then you don't have enough energy to be able to run and play. So keep all of this in mind because we're going to talk about this question again in just a few minutes. I'm sure you remember that just like scientific researchers, we can take those big important questions and we can narrow those down to a smaller focus. And this question does that. How can food nourish my body? Now it's your turn to read the question with me. Ready? Here we go. How can food nourish my body? Please pause here to grab your journal and a pencil and just hit play when your journal is open up to a blank page. Okay, so we are going to turn to page 160 today. 160, and I'm going to show you how you're going to page 160. It's a new module, so we have to start a new section of our journal. Whoa, that does not what I want you to see.
There we go. So we are on page 160, and you are going to write really big top part of the page, module 4, and then the title of our module is Good Eating. So this is what I want you to put on page 160. So go ahead and pause the video, get this done, and then hit play. Okay, so let's go back to the video.
When I think about food that can nourish my body, I think about my grocery list. I make a list before I go to the grocery store or the farmer's market so I don't forget any of the foods that can help nourish my body. For example, this week, I definitely need more milk, some eggs, and some apples. I'd like you to pause here to work in your journal to create a grocery list for your house. Feel free to add illustrations just like I did. That also helps when you go to the grocery store. You can quickly look at your list and it's a reminder of what you need. Feel free to work on this with a learning partner and just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so we are going to go to page 161. Okay, so 161. So you are going to write on the top. There we go. You're going to put today's date on the top, 3/29, and you're going to write the grocery list. And the 3 things that Miss Sabella had were milk, eggs, and apples. I want you to come up with 7 more. You'd have 10 total things on your grocery list, okay? So talk with your adult, your grown-up, and see what things that you usually buy for your house that would go on the grocery list, okay? So go ahead and pause the video. You can write these things on there first and the page number, and then finish the last 7 items on the grocery list. And then hit play when you are all finished and you're ready to continue. Okay, let's get back to our video.
I wish I could see your grocery list. I'm sure it has lots of foods that can be used to nourish your body. Now that you've had a chance to make some food choices for your grocery list, let's take a look at this text, Good Enough to Eat, to learn a bit more about food choices. Today we'll answer the question, what do I notice and wonder about this text? The questions on this slide say, what are all of these foods? Did I choose foods from all of these groups when I created my shopping list? Why or why not? Please pause here to look closely at all of the foods on the screen and to reread the questions to yourself. Think about how you would answer these questions. You can chat about the answers to these questions with a learning partner, or you can jot down your thinking in your journal. Pause here to do this work now and just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so I know it might be a little difficult for you to see these food groups. This big group over here, these are, it says bread, cereal, rice, and pasta. So these are all like the starchy foods. Then we have vegetables in the pink. And then in the blue box, we have, what does that say? Fruits. Duh, I should have guessed that, huh? So we have bread, cereals, rice, and pasta in the big orange group. In the pink group are vegetables, and in the blue group are fruits. And it says, what are all of these foods? So look at your grocery list. Did you choose any foods from these groups when you made your shopping list? Like, did you put on your shopping list waffles? Here's a waffle right here in this section. Or did you put like spaghetti or pasta? That's right here. What about popcorn? Here's some popcorn right here. Did you ask for apples or bananas or strawberries? What about carrots and lettuce and maybe peas? Those are all things on there. So did you choose from one of these food groups? And why did you choose from those food groups? So on your journal, on that page, I know that your list should not have taken up the whole page. Okay, so what I want you to do, you're going to underline that. Okay, so I want you to draw a line right down the middle. And I want you to tell me which groups did you choose food from? Okay, so if you chose from the rice, bread, and pastas, you would tell me that section. Okay, if you chose from the fruit section, like I already have apples on my section, so I would put that I chose from the fruit section. If you have vegetables, you would just tell me you chose from the vegetable section. And then tell me why. Is it because you like the way they taste? Is it because you think they're delicious? Is it because you think, even though you don't really like it, you know it's good for you? So tell me why. So over here, you're going to tell me which groups you're going to tell me which groups you chose from. And then you're going to tell me why you chose foods from those groups. Okay, so you're going to finish your grocery list, which you should have already done. Tell me which groups you chose from and why you chose from those groups. And remember, it's going to be from one of these groups, okay? Bread, cereal, rice, and pasta group, vegetable group, or fruit group. Okay, so once you get that done, go ahead and push play.
Now I'd like you to do some more observing and some more thinking. The same questions are on the screen, so please look closely at the illustrations and answer those questions again. Remember, you can chat about your answers with a learning partner, or you can jot down your thinking in your journal. Take as much time as you need to look closely and to do some powerful thinking. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so we actually have more groups to look at. We have the meat, poultry, fish, and eggs group. And this obviously is like meat, like ham and turkey and chicken and lamb and beef and eggs and oysters and seafood and crabs and lobsters and shrimp, all of those yummy things. Poultry is chicken or birds, okay? Then you have this group, the blue group. It's dry beans and nuts. So did you have like maybe peanuts on your list? That would go in this group. Did you have beans on your list? That would go in the peanut butter. Okay. This top pink box is milk, yogurt, and cheese. Did you have milk on your list? What about yogurts or go-gurts? What about cheeses? It would be from that group. Our next group is water. Do you buy bottled water? It should be from this group. And you know, I hope Michael, if you buy bottled water. So you could also have fats, oils, and sweets. So that is like, did you buy olive oil to cook in? Are you buying fats? Like butter is considered a fats, and also like an oily kind of thing. French fries, that's considered fat. Then it says sweet. I don't know if these are all grouped together, but like candy, sugar, things like that that has sugar in it, those are sweets. Did you pick something from that section? If you have room on your chart, I would like you to go back and add what groups from this section you had. If you had milk or meat or butter, those are some things that you could put on there, those groups. So go ahead and pause and then finish filling out what groups you chose from if you have any more. And then hit play when you're ready.
The title on this page is Good Enough to Eat, a kid's guide to food and nutrition. What foods do you notice on this page? What do you notice about the title? Pause here to share your thinking with your learning partner and just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so what kind of foods do you guys notice? I see an egg. I see pretzels. Here's a kiwi. This looks like it might be pasta. This looks like it might be a cantaloupe maybe. And here I see a piece of toast with a tomato on it. Down here, the T is made out of beans. The H is made out of onions. I see carrots and a bagel with cream cheese on it. I'm not really sure what these are supposed to be. These look like they might be pretzels. This might be a little quiche kind of thing. I'm not sure what the G is made out of either. It looks like some sort of bread. But what do you guys think? What does it mean, good enough to eat? Let's see what Miss Sabella says.
As I read the next few pages aloud, I'd like you to be an active listener and a keen observer, which means you're going to look very closely at the illustrations and the words. And you have a choice. You can pause along the way to jot down some of your observations in your journal, or you can just pause to chat about what you're observing with your learning partner. Ready? Here we go. Babies cry when they're hungry. Dogs bark and howl. When you feel hungry, your stomach grumbles. Your legs feel weak. You don't cry or howl, but sometimes you feel cranky. In the nick of time, your dinner is ready. It looks good. It smells good. It tastes good. As soon as you eat, you feel better. Hunger sends you strong signals. It lets you know that eating is the most important thing you do each day. The food you eat and drink keeps you alive. It builds, protects, and energizes your body. Food makes you able to What did you notice about this part of the text? One thing that you might have noticed is that there's an incomplete sentence, just like the one that we thought about at the beginning of our lesson. Food makes you able to. The great thing about reading is how it grows your knowledge. Now, because we dove into this text, you have more knowledge about food, especially food that nourishes your body. So I'd like you to pause here to take some time to complete this sentence again. You can chat about it with a learning partner, or you can jot it down in your journal to share with friends later. What I'd like you to do too is scroll back on that timeline. Look closely at the illustrations. Read the pages again to yourself. How does food work? Foods make you able to do what? Take as much time as you need to read, to observe, to think, to chat, and or to write. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so let's go back because I want you to be able to look at the book carefully. I hope you can see it I hope you can see it well. So it says foods make you able to, and then each picture has a different thing that you are able to do because of food. The first one says grow, think, breathe, move, stay cool, stay warm, fight germs, heal, and live. Guys, if you don't have food, if you don't eat, then your body can't stay alive, okay? So these are all things that food makes you able to do. So now what I want you to do is think about what are some things that you now know that food make you able to do, okay? Talk about it with your learning partner. If your parent is there or you're grown up, an older brother or sister, talk to them about it. What does food make you able to do? Okay, let's get back to our video.
You are off to a great start, my friends. I can't wait to continue to learn and grow with you. I'll see you again soon.
Okay, so that was the end of today's lesson. Before we go, I want to share 3 pieces of art with you. Hold on, just give me 1 second because I gotta pull them up, okay? I wanted to show you 3 pieces of art for this section of Module 4. Tomorrow starts like deep diving into body functions. You guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be funny. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna share my screen with you. All right, so like I said, I'm going to show you 3 pieces of artwork. I want you to take a few seconds, look at each piece separately. Remember that when we are looking at art, we start at the top left, we scroll all the way across, then we go to the bottom left. Make sure you look at individual spaces, all the small spaces, look at the colors. Here's our second piece of artwork. And here's the third piece of artwork. All right, now let's look at all 3 side by side. Which piece of art do you like the best and why? Which piece do you like the best? I'm going to be honest and I'm going to say I like this one the best just because I have such a sweet tooth and I love cake. And this just looks so delicious to me. I like that piece the best. And this one, I don't like this one because it looks like it's made out of clay or something and it makes it look slimy. So this is definitely the one that I like the best. So, okay. Let's go to our word of the day, our secret word of the day. I'm going to do that now. Our random word of the day is why. Why is the word of the day? Okay. Why? All right. So remember, guys, that today for work, you were to do module 4, page 160, and then you needed to do your grocery list. Tell me which groups you chose food from and why you chose from that group. So I'm going to take a picture of these 2 pages and you are going to put them up into the Google slide for me to read. I need to show you, you have new vocabulary words that I want you to see. Will be loaded up into the Google Classroom. So here we have new vocabulary words. We have the word nourish, which means to provide the food needed to live, grow, and stay healthy. System is a group of parts that work together. Digest means to break down food into materials the body can use. Digestive means it has to do with the process of breaking down food for the body to use. Esophagus is the tube that connects your throat to your stomach. Starch is a kind of food that provides the body with energy. Gastric has to do with the stomach. And mucus is a slimy fluid that protects the breathing passages and the stomach. So these are your new words for the first text in module 4. And so you are going to be putting them in your vocabulary journal. And we are on page 53 of your vocabulary journal. So you can go ahead and get started on those also. Let me stop that. Okay, so if you go open up your vocabulary journal, go to page 43. We're going to the title of the book on the top, and it is the Digestive System. Okay, so here we have the digestive system, and we're going to go ahead and put, remember we only do 2 words per page. Let me look at, I have the word nourish, so that's going to go on the first one. And then remember, you're going to divide the page in half. We only do 2 words on a page to give you plenty of room to write the definition and to draw your illustration. On page 54, you're going to have the words digest and digestive. So page 54, you have digest and digestive. On page 55, we have the words esophagus and starch. Esophagus is a long, difficult word. And then page 56 is gastric and mucus. Okay, so page 53. We have nourish and system. We got the title on top, page number on the bottom. Page 54, we have digest and digestive. Page 55, esophagus and starch. Page 56 is gastric and mucus. And then you are going to write the definition and draw an illustration for those words. And that will be due at the end of lesson 8, which will probably be sometime in the next 2 weeks. So make sure you get those done and you study those words for your quiz. Okay, and I believe that is everything. You will get your new fluency passage Tuesday, tomorrow. You don't have to have it today. I'll give it to you tomorrow. And that's it. So I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Don't forget to tell me what the magic word of the day is. See you guys later. Bye.